Teacher Amanda here, coming with at you with another episode of No Show Theater. Today I'm going to show you a day in the life. So right now it's 4:23. My first class starts at 4:30, and as you can hear and as you'll see, the coffee is brewing. Which means I have about 7 minutes to get downstairs, supermarket sweep style. That's what I always say if I'm like rushing. Yeah, so buckle up. Baby spoon. My go-to. I always use a baby spoon to stir my coffee. My creamer back up. Let's run downstairs. Okay, so as you can see, I am in my office at 4:27 a.m. and it's going to tell me, ask me if I want to install updates, to which I say no, not right now, not unless there's a no-show. It's going to open up a new version of the portal and log in. Okay, and make sure that I have Manicam. Oh, there you are, you beautiful bastard. Okay. Okay, so it is 4:28. I have about 2 minutes before my class starts. And one of my children decided to leave the basement door open all night last night. The garage door, I should say. Not the basement. Down inside the earth, it's at least like a couple degrees warmer. But no, it's in the teens. It is snowing. And one of my kids left the door from the house to the garage open last night. So my office is probably 40 degrees, maybe. I can't even. I cannot even. I'm going to pop some concealer and lipstick on, and then we're going to go into our next class, our first class. Okay, back to our day in the life. What you just saw was a few moments of me teaching an assessment for a student, and he was like 3 minutes late. I was like, oh, how appropriate would it be if I had a no-show while I was shooting an episode of No Show Theater? How cool would that be? So while I was kind of in between and getting ready, I actually only got to put one eye of mascara on. That's really funny. I normally do 2 layers, so I'll finish while I'm talking to you. Oh, who wants a quick office tour while we're just sitting here between classes? Oh, I have 1 minute. This is my prop station, and this is my mantle. This is where I do homeschool for my son. This is where my baby makes a mess. And then my dog sleeps on that. Oh, these are all my sewing machines. My dog sleeps on that couch while I teach. So here's my office. It's small, it's modest, but it's mine. I'll be back. Okay. Y'all ever just had one of those classes? This was one of those classes. First of all, it was pre-VIP, and secondly, there were 2 students in the classroom, and the actual student was completely unwilling to participate, and the guest was answering all the questions, and it was a unit assessment. So yeah, that was interesting. We ended the class with a story. You saw a little moment of that little story, and I know there are some serious complaints about the little song The new songs in pre-VIP are a nightmare. They're horrible. Let's not reinvent the wheel here. You're not a great songwriter. That's okay. I'm not a great songwriter either. So, you're forgiven, but really. And now we're going to go into class with one of my favorites. I've taught her 51 times. Probably more than that, but that's what I have written in Feedback Panda. So, she's one of my very, very regular, very, very favorites. Apple. She's the sweetest. Okay, 3 down and 3 to go. And in the middle of that, they called off school. So that's good. That's okay, maybe it's not so good. I don't want to be home with them all day. They've been on break. Christmas break, as you know, just ended. And they went back to school for 4 days. Because the first day they should have gone back after New Year's, was actually a teacher work day. And then they were off for 4 days. Then they were off for Martin Luther King Day on Monday, half a day yesterday. They got home at 11:30. And now they're going to be home all day today. And I'm going to need them to go to school, ASAP. So, okay, 3 more. So, I'll be back with you. Okay, the last class was with Tim, who was a bit of a wild man. I think he was just really energetic today. He had a dino as well, so he was looking at his dino quite a bit, which is okay. It's fine. You can use that as a teaching tool. So if you have something like what they have or similar, if they want to interact with the dino, then allow them to interact with the dino. That doesn't hurt anything at all. I've had a cold. You can see my nose is still red. But that's okay. So yeah, that was the first time I'd had that student. He was pretty interesting. He was pretty wild. That's okay. I don't mind the wild boys. I mostly have girls. I mostly have level 3 girls as regulars. I have a few level 2 girls, a few level 1 girls. I don't know why. At one time I had a lot of rowdy boys on my schedule, and it just seemed like they were always in my classroom. But yeah, right now it's mostly girls. Tired. But I only have 2 more, and my next one is a student that I've had 5 times that I don't remember. But I actually always it's lesson 1 of a unit, and I always like getting lesson 1 of any unit, because it's it's all fresh, so none of it's review, and so they seem a little bit more actively engaged in the new material with lesson 1, so I get excited about that. But apparently I've had this student 5 times in the last 6 months, and I really have no memory of her. But let me get in the classroom and see what I remember, and I will be right back. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, I remembered her when we got started. It was fine. She's not particularly interested in her lesson, but that's okay. She doesn't have to be. Not for me to show up. I can be there and be excited and all that. So the next class I have today is a trial. So, as always, kind of hoping for a no-show on that one. Not that I mind. Teaching trials is no problem. I like teaching trials just fine. But I would always take a no-show over it. So one thing I always do to kind of predict the no-show ability of a class is, number one, you're going to look and see if they've had a previous class, and I'm looking at my computer now. I don't think that they've taken one previously, and also no test was taken, and also they have a Chinese name and not an English name. So these are good indicators that this student will not be there, but you know what? A lot of times I'm surprised and they are actually there. So maybe they will be, maybe they won't. Anyway, let's go find out. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Okay, heads up. I just popped into the classroom for a second to take a peek, and yes, they are there. So here we go into the last class, number 6 of the day. It's only 7 a.m., so we can do this. We've got this. We can do anything for 25 minutes. I'm done. It was a trial, and it went pretty well. Actually, the kid was super cute, and the family was there, and he did a great job. So, and he did this cute little thing, and I love this, especially with new students, is like every time they get a star, they do this little thing up to their mom or dad. It's so precious. This is the best job ever, right? Every day I'm like last night, I'm laying in bed, it's like 10 after 9, and I know, like, I've got to be asleep. I should have already been asleep, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, like, sleep. And so, yeah, so I knew I had to be in bed, and I wasn't in bed, or, well, I was in bed, I just wasn't asleep. And so I actually got on my phone, and I Googled, like, when daylight savings time was over, because this is exhausting, getting up at 10 after 4 every day. And you guys saw at the beginning of this video, of course, and whatever, anyway, editing, all that. You saw at the beginning, I just look like pure hell, and I'm so tired. And I don't want to get up at 10 after 4. I really, really don't. It's not that I'm not a morning person per se, because I can actually, like, be awake. I can be present at any time, but, like, I would just so much rather not. Just so much rather not. Like, so much. And I really don't want to talk to anybody or be sunny at 4:30 a.m. But it really works. Like, I'm so, so, so grateful that, like, I can do that, and then I can take my daughter to school, and then I can teach my son who's homeschooled, and, like, I can do all that. So I have that opportunity. I'm not whining about it, but daylight savings time, I think what I'll do is in the morning I'll actually teach like 5 to 7-ish, or so something in there, like maybe 5 to 7 or 5:30 to 7:30. And then I will take an hour to take her to school and get him started on some schoolwork. And then I'll actually finish teaching the peak time of 9 to 10 in the morning. So I'll probably, like, get everybody started on something, and then, you know, get the other ones off to school, and then come back and teach for another hour. And at that point, 5 to 7:30, teaching another hour. Yeah, I'll actually gain 1 teaching slot if I do it that way. So that would be good. 7 a day, 7 times 5, it's 35. And if I do 10 on the weekends, or even do 20 on the weekends, that's 55. That would be, like, right where I want to be as far as, like, how many I want to get in a week. 60 is, like, my ultimate. I would love to do 60 a week, but when I first started, I was doing 60 a week, and it was just exhausting. It was just, there just wasn't, like, I don't think we get enough recognition for how hard it is to actually get up, give your all for 3 or 4 hours. Like, I had a desk job before this, and I could literally, like, my thing was, I came in at like 7:30, and I worked 4 days a week. I worked 10-hour days, And I would come in at 7:30 and I would be like, okay, so everybody knows that I don't actually start working until 8. And then on top of that, I will not make a phone call before 9 a.m. And I will, I was like, this is my answering email time. And I would literally just not do anything. So, there was a lot of downtime. And I think like in any office job, there's a lot of downtime. This job, if you're actually working those hours, you are physically working it for those hours. You're not just, it's not like, oh, I go to work for 3 or 4 hours a day and I sit there for an hour and I talk to my friends and I answer phones and I check email. No. All of that is separate from the work that I do when I'm actually physically putting in the hours. And so, like, I don't think it should be downplayed. Although I'm like, this is a great job. I love my job. It's easy. I also, like, don't want to downplay what we accomplish in a day because it's actually, like, a lot. And so don't downplay yourself and don't cheat yourself for the amount that you're doing. And I know a lot of people work a lot more than I do. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to thank you all for watching, and I want to continue to encourage you all to share these videos and definitely watch them because I had just seen on the Facebook page that some teachers who have like smaller YouTube channels are being demonetized for not having enough views, and I don't want that to happen. Please watch. I just need I need some motivation to keep going and to keep vlogging and to keep doing all this. Like, not that I do it for the money, because honestly it's not that much. Like, I get like $100 a month from YouTube or something like that, but like, just keep watching and keep viewing, because if I don't have a motivation to do it, I won't do it. I'm not threatening anyone. It's just how I am. I know me. I'm so lazy. There I go, blaming myself. Lazy shaming myself again. Why do I do that? Why do I do that? I don't know. I'm reading Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, and I'm watching or listening to one of her audio specials. Like, laziness is definitely one of those things I like totally blame myself, totally get onto myself for. Like, I think of myself like I have to be doing something at all times. I have to be working. I have to be volunteering. I have to be doing this or that. Like, I just don't feel productive if not. And then I overwhelm myself. And then, like, when I get overwhelmed, I stop doing everything I need to be doing. And, like, I become what I fear. Crazy. That's so crazy. Okay, guys, this has been another episode of No Show Theater. Thanks for watching. I really hope that you like this format because there's less to do, and I am going to do a video on TPR. I am going to update my mannequin videos. I am going to do some more about trial classes. I am going to do some more about the interview process, but I really hope you like this version too, because I like this version too. This is kind of what I wanted my channel to be in the beginning. I know you don't need to hear me talk or you don't need to hear me lecture, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you did. Anyway, until next time, bye-bye.